Hey, what's up, everyone? Hey, Space here with another Overwatch gameplay review. So I know we've taken a break from doing these. I haven't posted one in a while, so we're gonna go and get ahead and start doing these again. So since they took away map pools, uh, and all the other maps are in there, I know a good amount of you have asked for a Hanamura guide, since this is probably one of the hardest choke points to get through in the beginning, for first point, since you have to kind of use your cooldowns kind of almost perfectly and take engages pretty right to push to these choke points, since there's only like virtually one area you can go through. So we'll go ahead and talk about how to do that. But for the for comps, Rein's Zarya is probably pretty standard on this map. Probably one of the strongest comps you can run. We don't have a Lucio, which kind of sucks, but be quiet here while so as you can see, we're asking for the next bubble that we want to engage. So the first bubble, you want to walk up, give your Zarya, get to the 80 charge, and then after you get that 80 charge on the second bubble is when you're going to push. So listen to what we're saying here. We're just looking at our Zarya since somebody's dead. I told them to give me bubble, so keep them high energy. So on the next bubble now, we're going to engage with it.
I want shifts. I want dubs. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Let's start walking in. Give me a bubble now.
So as you see that before the fight, we're telling our team that we want everybody to push in, press W, and then we're calling for the bubble. You want to get in the habit of calling for your own bubbles there. So you have it when you want it. It's a good habit to get into, because in the higher ranks and stuff, main tanks will always be calling for the bubbles, because when you want to engage. The Zarya doesn't know. Zarya just wants to get like high energy. That's her prerogative with when she's using bubbles. So if you can call for the bubbles, you can both get value out of it. So she gets her 40 charge off the bubble, and you get it when you want to actually push up and take space. And the reason why you want the bubble when you push up and take space is that it saves you from like 2-3 Reinhardt swings. It can save you from getting stunned or pushing up. It just gives you that extra little bonus, like push whatever pushing through. Because if you try and push up without a bubble and their Rein gets bubble, you're just gonna get dumpstered. So I'm moving a second point here, since we do have a Korean stuff. We want to try and always take high ground. Either you can go bridge or you can go top right, depending on what else you have. Here we're just going left side of bridge, since we have the high noon. Our Zarya end up yeeting Grav into the stratosphere, so kind of missed the Grav there, unfortunately. But shit happens.
Can somebody clip that, dude?
All right, so
People ask, hey, how's your,
we're still gonna want to
how's your night going? I can just.
we still want to be going top right. That's kind of just like the only time you really want to go main is if it's gonna be like the last fight, or if you can catch them off guard and go from like here through that drop down through the window, and then go to main with like speed boost or something, which we don't have. So it's better just taking this like little top control. You can go bridge and then deciding where you want to go from there. So we're just waiting for our DPS to get back, and then now we'll be looking for an engagement here. So we're calling for teammates to go left.
You're dead.
So on that engagement,
We alive.
the Rhine ended up going for like the shatter. We blocked it for protecting like our supports and stuff, so we had to throw it over like on the main bridge, and Azaria got pinned. So this engagement we'll have our shatter. We can look for it, you know. So we're calling for do another high noon go left play. It's always best to go left when you have high noon because you can rotate like pretty far on the bridge, so then they're backed up into a corner. And then once they're backed up in the corner, you can either drop to point, look for other cooldowns, stuff like that.
Yeah, or we rotate together.
So we saw Ryan dropping from like the top. Since we were up a couple, it's a pretty good idea just to pin there since Kree's nanoed, we're all dropping a point. If, you know, if you both get dropped on the point or dropped on the ground there, then it's more advantageous for you because since you're up a couple, you're not going to be the one dying, and then Ryan's can't hold a shield and whatnot. So always thinking about doing like smart charges and stuff like that is pretty important to Ryan. Like let's say we were trying to go to point there and we had just lost, you know, one of our DPS or something, you probably wouldn't want to go for a charge play like that because when you're on the ground, then you're just going to die to their DPS because now they have the advantage, and you'd want to just like be able to hold your shield and try and make them make a misplay, you know. So always think about, you know, when you're charging, why you're charging, and you know, if it's like the right idea before you do it.
That's what got us to our next
So now we can return over and talk about the defense. So on defense here with Ryan Zarya, you're going to be wanting to play like the left side of the choke point. We'll probably walk over and stand next to it. Some people always ask like, oh, why don't you just play on the right side? And the reason why you don't play close on the right is because then your healers are just going to get poked out for free and, you know, shot, sniped, whatever. So it's not really viable to play really close right. You just want to play on this left side since your healers are going to be playing on this side. You want them to be in LOS of you, and the Rhine won't be able to just LOS their healing with like a shield, and they just like bulldoze you. So that's the reasoning why. You can always have like, you know, your Mei player and stuff like that play on that right side, like, you know, where Tracer is, and that's where they can look for walls and stuff. And it allows you to, you know, kite back and play a little corner. So here we just end up getting purpled. They pushed off of that, so we should have been watching to block that purple nade if we saw it coming.
That's big. I'll be back soon. Oh, can we touch? Can we touch? I'm gonna have to cut back here.
So now we're just looking to
Oh, we still want. Oh, shit.
we want to try and kite back to get set up on second point. Even though we got a kill onto the round, you want to try and get set up for this. Like, you don't really want to hold up close just because they're gonna have better spawns, and if you try and hold up close, you're just gonna get, you know, killed eventually, and then they're just gonna push the point. If you can, you always want to try and take these high grounds here since it gives you the way better chance of winning. And, you know, top left is one of the best spots to hold. Stop them from getting high grounds. If they're trying to push up to here, you can get free hammer swings, you know, through the wall.
No, I got stunned. Fuck.
And there, we're all together. They got a huge grab, and they kind of just followed up on that.
Oh, shit.
And it looks like we might get snowballed here, which we do. So, you know, it happens. 2-point CP. Once they cap 1 point, you have to be really careful of having their ult snowballed, which, you know, we didn't do a very good job of, you know, ult tracking layer team know that, hey, we should probably split up for Graviton and stuff like that. So it just comes down to, you know,
okay, dude.
always paying attention and calling ults and stuff like that. We'll make it so you don't get 5-man grabbed.
It's sight.
Anyways, so
Just gotta
going back and talking about first point.
first fight here.
So
First 2 bubbles will get energy, and the next one are hard pushing in. So save cooldowns for second push.
there you go. Before the fight, we want to let our team know what we're doing. Let our Zarya know that we want to do the first 2 bubbles in the beginning, get energy, and then the next one is when we hard push. So always let your team know what you want to be doing, and then it's gonna have a way better success rate, and people aren't gonna be peeking or thinking you're engaging hard off first, and then they go in and get themselves killed.
If they made Ryan charge like May freeze, we just charge the whole team off the map. Yeah, dude, just pin multiple people. That'd be great. Alright, give me energy here. Bubble. Okay.
So there we go. Got our 2 little bubbles.
All right,
Now the next one we're gonna push in. And generally, where you want to push in, you always want to try and push to the right side.
Alright, 3. Let's go. No. Give it to me.
So like how we're favoring that little right side corner, and the reason why you favor this corner is because you can still do damage on their tanks, but you're not in LOS of their DPS or like Ana, stuff like that. For nades, it's gonna hit the wall. So we always want to try and push up, take that control, and then after you take control of that, then you push like in that spot. It's always like a little like give and take, slow. Well, not always slow, but like you want to try and take control of space before you take more space. If that makes sense.
Nice.
Good job.
Okay.
Okay, go left, honey. Same thing. You can probably not too.
Grumble.
So going into the second,
Remember that here.
always want to go
That guy was
top
so
right
trash.
here. Since we have high noon, we want to go on bridge. The only time you really want to push up top right is if you have like Rav, because we're all going to be close together, like how we were when we got snowballed. So that's the time you really want to try and push top right. Otherwise, you're just going to get stuffed. So grab, go top right. If not, you're going left side bridge.
Alright.
Look to get some picks, then you're dropping a point afterwards.
Go left behind you.
You're not looking for shatter.
No, right. I'm dropping.
So it's going to be last fight there. We just end up having to use our shatter since their Ryan got nano and had shatter. We couldn't really be super aggressive with our swings, otherwise he would just be looking for it. But since we were kind of close together, they were nano Ryan just got a little bit more value.
I don't think I get the touch here. Maybe.
But now it's just, you're just trying to contest for as long as you can, but usually it's probably not going to work out. But capping at 3 on Hanamura, pretty good, because you can always hold on second point pretty well. And since they have a huge time bank, it's definitely doable.
Alright, let's get a nice first point hold here.
Now we're going to head and play the Ryan Zarya on defense again, and then hopefully this time we can have a couple good fights on first, and I can show how to really play the corner. You're conserving shield health on corners, still contesting space, and all that.
What's up, Viking?
So you really just have to be watching out for those purple nades, since when both Ryans are gonna meet, An's probably gonna be playing like right there in the middle, either next to like the mega or just like peeking that little right side. So always keep an eye on Ana. When you see nade coming in, you can look to put shield up to block it, and that'll give you a way better chance of holding these fights, because if you get purple, they're just gonna hard push on it if you don't have a bubble.
Alright, let's go.
And usually Zarya's gonna use bubbles right when 2 Ryans meet, just to get that high energy. So with the little fire strike there, we get a pretty good fire strike off.
Oh, shit.
And then after you get a couple kills, you know,
Close enough than that.
push up, try and get the rest.
Widow top left. Looking to shoot you guys.
I got her venom mine.
Oh, she just grapple shot it like that.
I'm asleep.
So now, as you can see, we always want to play this back up to this like left side. So I already got slept, so we're just trying to just drop our shields to get them, do some damage on them, and then
Purpled.
push shield back up to wake them. So as you can see there, we got purpled, but we kept on backing up towards our side on the corner, which if their takes want to push up, it forces them to be out of position. And since, you know, they pushed up, they left their all their healers and their DPS out main alone without a shield, and then our Widow ended up getting the picks. So don't be afraid to back up to corners, you know. You don't have to try and just hold space and end up just inting and dying, you know. It's a give and take kind of game in Overwatch. So you back up, get healed, and then, you know, go back in afterwards, or try and bait him into unfavorable spot.
If he pushes hard past, just try and save your bubble to block it.
So we're calling that. We're gonna look for Shatter this fight.
So
If Ryan pushes up,
I'm gonna push past and look for a shatter. And we said to let our Zarya know, so then she can save bubble to block for herself. Alright, they're pushing out. I'm looking for shatter. Got it. Just like that, boys.
so as you see from that fight, we knew that they were gonna try and hard push up into us, and then if you know they're gonna be trying to do that, and you have, you know, Shatter, you can try and push past the enemy Ryan, and Shatter, you know, their whole team, if he's gonna walk past, you can just try and use his movement against him, since it's hard for him to, it's slower for Ryan to back up than Ryan moving forward, so you can always get past the shield and shatter the teammates. So now we know he's probably gonna have Shatter here, so we have to be ready to block it.
We're getting really close to our ults here. Keep me up. Pulling shield.
So we're in Grav. Derek got a pretty good high noon there, so we could just force hold shield. Ryan wasn't allowed to swing or go for charge plays or anything like that, so it's really good play by Derek there on the Kree.
360 no fresh nuts.
So we still know Ryan has his ult.
Okay, so
We're getting kind of close
they
to ours.
have Shatter. Do they use grab? No, they use grab.
I'll try to grab early.
Okay. Tracer going top right. They're hiding in main. They're pushing. Don't play shield. It's gonna break. No shield. Oh my.
God, it's so loud. Wait, Tracer right there.
Yeah, Tracer. Sorry.
Where we go?
Yeah. Gig's too smart to 360. We just play normal and.
So on that fight, you know, we saw Tracer going top right. You just calling it out for your team, since, you know, Ryan's not gonna be able to do much. Then they use their high noon, and instead of, you know, holding close or going for swings, which, you know, your shield's just gonna break and then they're gonna kill you, you back up, let your team know that you want to back up. Don't play behind shield. Go into those rooms. And the reason why you back up into the room is, you know, if you can get a couple people backed up, your shield, you know, their high noon's not gonna kill you.
Block that.
He's above. Sorry. You can stagger.
Oh yeah. It's 1 minute.
So here we're just trying to stagger the Zarya out a little bit, since we have a pretty good shield.
That's true. Okay, so they use their shatter. I have a free shatter now. Let's gotta make use of it.
So since we knew that their Ryan ended up using Shatter, we pretty much are free to use ours whenever, you know, we want. So he can't really play super aggressive. If he does, we're just gonna walk past Shatter's team.
It'd be smart for them to just TP up top.
Since they do have the TP, we want to play backside on point here, and the reason is because if otherwise they're just gonna TP in point and take some extra. They're just gonna get that space for free. So there, we try to time our.
With the counter pit, let's go, Gig. Let's go.
We thought they would drop a little bit faster. We tried to time it so around when they dropped, they'd get shattered, but we kind of mistimed it a little bit there.
Way earlier.
But
So
Tracer has to touch.
I shattered because I wanted to get it like before he hit the ground, because then it would whatever. Oh my god, what a hold. Oh my god.
but yeah, you know, there's there's the Hanamura.
What
Hope it was helpful for you guys for understanding, you know, what corners to play, you know, how to play it, you know, certain, you know, team comps, how you want to play each of the fights, you know, if you have a certain amount of ults, and how to take the first point. So thanks again for watching, and until the next video, peace out, guys.
Brian broke, yep, that's right.